What is a budget? Let's dive in. When you get older, you're going to have bills to pay. You will be having living expenses. An expense is the money required to pay for something. It's the bills that you have. So you will need to earn money to pay for your bills and your expenses. This means you're going to need to get a job. When you get a job, you will be paid wages for the work you do. This money is considered to be your income. Income is the money you earn by working. If your expenses are higher than your income, you will go into debt. Debt means that you owe money. You're in the hole. If you cannot pay your bills, you will go into debt, and eventually you could lose your property or possessions. A budget is an estimate of your income and your expenses for a period of time. Sometimes a budget is a monthly budget, sometimes it's a weekly budget, sometimes it's a yearly budget, sometimes it's all three. It's basically a plan for how you will use your money to get what you want and what you need. Economics is all about making choices. Economics is all about opportunity costs and having to give up things. Having a budget is necessary to make sure you don't spend more than you earn. Your income needs to be higher than your expenses. The money coming in must be higher than the money that has to go out. And a budget helps you from going into debt. What are some common expenses that you'll have in your budget? Well, first of all, you need a place to live. We have needs and we have wants, and one of our needs is shelter. So your home expenses are going to be made up of either rent if you have an apartment or a mortgage if you own your home. You're going to need heat and electricity and water and sewer, renters or home insurance to protect you from loss or accidents. You're going to need, well, not really need, but you may want cable or satellite. You may want internet. You may want a home phone, and you may want furnishings and appliances. All of those would be examples of home expenses. Some are needs, some are wants. For car expenses, that's for your transportation costs. So most people have a car payment. Of course, you would get car insurance to protect you from accidents and loss. You're going to have to fill up that car with gas and get oil changes to keep your car running. You might need new tires upon occasion, and you're going to need parking if you commute to a job that requires you to park and it's not for free. You may need parking where you live. Maintenance, cars take maintenance, so that's part of your car expenses, and registration and inspections to keep you all set with your city taxes and your state laws. There's also miscellaneous expenses. Miscellaneous means a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's everything else, it's the other. So groceries are definitely a need. Clothing, entertainment, pet expenses if you have a pet. Saving for retirement. The future you is going to need to pay your bills, and the future you won't be working. So how will you do that? Retirement savings. You might want savings for vacation. You might want to invest some money to grow your money and make more money. You may want to give to charity. You may want a cell phone, health insurance to protect your health and make sure you can see the doctor and make sure you can have medicines that you need. Emergency savings for those emergencies that pop up in life, and of course, college savings. Here's an example of a sample budget. We have the monthly income. So you'll start with your monthly income, and then you list all of your expenses, things like housing, utilities, food, debt, the things that you owe on your credit cards or other loan payments. Your personal and miscellaneous transportation, sinking funds like birthdays, Christmas, pets, and all of those extras. And of course, giving to charity. The point of your budget is to plan out your monthly spending. So you're not just spending without any plan. You need to put money aside for your needs first. So you need to plan for food, water, and shelter. If you have leftover money, then you can spend some on your wants. You must also put away money for savings for the future and for emergencies. You need to plan so that you don't overspend. You will have to make tough choices to meet your budget. That's what opportunity costs are all about. Economics is about choices. We have a 50-30-20 rule of thumb. A rule of thumb is something that you like to follow because it's going to be helpful. So a common rule of thumb when budgeting your income is to follow the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of your monthly budget will go towards your needs. 30% of your budget for the month will go to discretionary, or those extra things like wants, and 20% for savings and your goals. If you look at this picture, you can see that the 50% of essentials are things like housing and groceries and the bills you have to pay for heat and water and electricity. Also for transportation and insurance to protect you from losses or accidents. The 30% is that fun bucket, the things that you want to do, but you don't need to do. Things like entertainment and shopping, dining out, charitable gifts, and hobbies. And then the 20% is very important because you need to plan for the future you. You will need to plan for retirement, for when you retire from your job, and so you will also need to pay for things that are your long-term dreams. You also need to pay for emergencies. This is an example of your 50-30-20 budget. As you can see, it is divided into 3 sections: your essentials, your needs, your discretionary, those extras, those wants, and your savings. At the top right, you will notice the monthly gross pay and income. That's what you earn before deductions, before things are taken out of your paycheck. Then the monthly net pay, that's what you get to take home in your check. That's after the deductions are made from your paycheck. At the bottom left, you'll see your job and your yearly salary. For your career project, that is what you're going to start with. And then in the green to the bottom right, the ultimate goal of your budget will be to have leftover money and not go into debt. And we'll talk about that more when we talk about your budget project. That wraps up what a budget is, and we will start getting into some more parts of a budget, particularly the needs, the wants, and the savings in another video.